Coming up on QUTV News this week, the QU mock trial team is one of only 6 teams to advance from the regional tournament and compete in the opening round of Championship Series.
And QU's Intramural Bowling League officially kicked off last Wednesday evening, and students are loving it.
And QU Security has contracted with Permar to enhance campus security staffing.
Good afternoon and welcome to QUTV News This Week. I'm Abigail Moore.
And I'm Taylor King. QU recently made changes to enhance campus security staffing. This means students will no longer have to wait on only one security officer to help them. The new changes will allow for better coverage of students during busy hours. QUTV reporter Alexa Lowe reports.
QU has contracted with Permar Security to provide security staffing. This investment has allowed for 200 additional shifts per year to be covered by security staff. A minimum of 2 officers will be on duty at peak hours throughout the year.
It was only just one before, so just only have like one person to talk to that was already doing something.
This new contract allows the students access to more officers. More officers is the only change students will see.
Consumer standpoint, absolutely nothing. You're going to use the same number to call security. We'll always have at least one officer on duty at all times, and this contract with Permar actually allows us to have a little bit better staffing than we'd experienced before.
Students will have the extra help they need when calling security.
It's really helpful. Helps a lot of students out of situations like getting into the rooms or just stuff going on in the dorms.
Internships and student officers will not be affected by this change.
For the first time in over 10 years, the QU mock trial team is one of only 6 teams to advance from regionals to the Orcs, otherwise known as Opening Round Championship Series. I had the opportunity to talk with a few members of the team about their achievement.
Girl power was the mantra for this year's QU mock trial team, who just a few weekends ago secured a top 6 finish in the American Mock Trial Association regional tournament.
We went in and we didn't check ballots all weekend, so we had no clue scores or anything, and we just did what we knew how to do and went through it. And at the end we were sitting in an awards ceremony and we kind of realized who we played against in a couple of different rounds and kind of were guessing at our standings, and we ended up getting called 6th.
Not only are they the only all-female QU mock trial team to have made it to Orcs, but they were also the only all-female team at this year's regional tournament. The team walked away with a 5-1 record, which gave them a bid to the Orcs tournament in early March. The regional tournament hosted 20 other teams, but the girls went into it with a strong mindset.
Knowing that we made it and that we did it and we are good enough to make it there is definitely a big, like, I don't even know how to word it. It's definitely just impressive to know that our team was able to do it.
When asked about the last time a mock trial team made it to Orcs, the current mock trial team said that they found a trophy in this case dating back to 2009, and that's when they believe the last team made it. There's also another trophy here dating back in 2007 when the mock trial team made it to the national tournament. The girls now spend 3 evenings a week in the Friars Hall courtroom working on their case.
Our homework assignment Tuesday night was to go through for the attorneys to look through all their cross-examinations, see how they can make them better. For us witnesses, we had to go through our affidavits, pick out everything that doesn't really seem important, but somebody might cross you on.
The team is led by QU mock trial coach Chris Pratt.
So the mock trial team will compete in the Orcs tournament in Geneva, Illinois on March 6th through the 8th. BSU is kicking it into gear, rolling out a new set of events for students to be involved in.
Yeah, that's right. And then one QU student is making it easier for other students to find their way around North Campus. Find out what she's doing next.
This is my house. My parents helped build it. Now we don't get wet when it rains. I don't get too hot or too cold inside. And I don't have to worry when the winds blow. This is my house.
This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. My house. My house.
I can play with my sister. I can play with my brother. I can play with my mother, my father, my family.
My family. My family. This is my house. This is my house.
I can study. I can be safe with my family. This is my house.
This is my house.
This is my house. This is my house.
My house. My house.
This is my house.
Visit Habitat.org to find out how you can help more families like mine have a safe, decent place to call home.
We, the people, are guaranteed 5 freedoms in the First Amendment.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of religion.
Freedom of the press.
Freedom to peaceably assemble.
Freedom to petition the government.
Only the United States has these 5 freedoms so simply bound together and guaranteed. Think first. Learn more at thinkfirstamendment.org.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
Last Wednesday marked the opening night of Quincy University's Intramural Bowling League at Casino Lanes. The league is fielded up to 18 teams with 4 bowlers and 1 alternate allowed on each squad. The league allows students to show off their bowling skills, hang out with friends, and grab a bite to eat.
It's a really fun time because you get to come down here with all your friends and spend time with them, and at the same time see other kids that go to your school. You also get some competitiveness, and sometimes they have like free pizza and stuff like that, so it just makes it a really fun time.
The league takes place the next 3 Wednesday nights starting at 9 p.m. at Casino Lanes. The price to play is $4 per bowler per team, with a prize going to the top team at the end of the league.
Have you ever lost yourself in the maze of North Campus? And do you know what classes are held at North Campus? Well, with no descriptive maps or signs, it can be hard to find where you need to go. 2 students have begun compiling a virtual tour of North Campus to help others get to know their way around. The tour will include written descriptions and video tours of different areas of the campus. The students also hope to bring awareness to some of the QU's facilities.
I think it would be very beneficial for a video to be made just so students kind of have an idea that there are different parts of the building and that the buildings are separate, so that when they do try and navigate through North Campus for the first time in those first couple weeks of school, they kind of have an idea of where they are going.
For more information on North Campus and to see updates on the virtual tour, head to QUmedia.net.
February is Black History Month. In the spirit of celebrating, the Black Student Union is rolling out their own set of events. Reggie Austin has more on what BSU stands for and what it really means to its members.
Out our culture to other races.
In being a microcultural organization, they want to increase their reach on campus.
So we normally have meetings bi-weekly. They're every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Anyone is welcome, black, white, any color, any ethnicity, background. Doesn't really matter as long as you're open-minded and willing to share what you feel and be a part of something.
Stevie Wallace is a QU alum and former BSU member. He offered his insights on the group and some of the issues that have been happening.
I don't feel like BSU gets the support that it should be getting from faculty and staff and advisors. I mean, look at now we have it, or we, like I'm still a student, they have an event coming up this Friday, and there are still no emails being sent out, and it's already about to be Wednesday. How do you expect to have a huge turnout at a fundraiser that no one knows anything about?
With all that being said, BSU is confident that positive changes will come about in due time. BSU has already made a connection with President Brian McGee, speaking and working with him to remedy some of the hate-charged incidents on campus. BSU will be hosting a movie showing of Barry.
BSU meets every Wednesday, 8 p.m. underneath the cafeteria. Everyone is welcome to join. The temperatures are frigid, but they're rising over the weekend. Jessica Abrego will join us next to give us our weekly forecast.
And while we're experiencing low temperatures, those in Mississippi have lost their homes to high floodwaters. That and next.
Dear humans,
I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge and your help, we can save them all.
I'm Joshua Crowell. I'm a junior music education major from Westville, Illinois. I am the drum major of the Quincy University Marching Band. We perform at the football games, every home football game for the whole football season, and then we transition into concert band and pep band, and we play at all the home basketball games. I'm also a part of the Quincy University Hawk Express Jazz Band, the No Strings Attached Saxophone Quartet, and two of the choirs here on campus, Vocalosity, which is the jazz ensemble, and the Auditioned Chamber Choir. I am also the president of the honorary band fraternity here on campus, Kappa Kappa Psi.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Well, not everyone is experiencing frigid temperatures. Residents in those residents south of us in Jackson, Mississippi have lost their houses to flooding. And those same residents are wondering when they'll be able to start cleaning up the mess. Courtney Jackson reports.
The water's edge here on North Canton Club Circle has become information central. And as the water goes down, it's the spot where some are coming for a renewed peace of mind.
The last time that I was here was a couple of days ago, but this is the closest that I've been, I think, since Saturday morning. And this was about as far as we could go Saturday morning because the water came up pretty fast.
Sarah Kimmel's neighbors went back to their house by boat Sunday. Water had made it into the garage, but just shy of entering the home.
Now, I don't know about mine for sure, but you know, we're all next door neighbors, so we're all very hopeful.
Mary Chapman's been relying on prayers to get her through the waiting game.
Been coming by every day.
But she's thankful for the way others have pitched in.
A couple times I came down here, a man had a truck and he rode around, let us get in his truck. And we rode around with him in his truck to check on our houses, and that's a blessing within itself.
Montez Mack hasn't been as lucky.
I'm on YouTube looking at drones. I have friends, they have their drone pictures, sending me pictures, YouTube videos, things of that nature. When people come out with the tow trucks and things of that nature, just asking them, hey, have you seen my house? What is it like? Is the water in there? Anything that's possible. We're very thirsty for answers.
He tried to walk back to his house again after we spoke and was able to finally see it for the first time since last Thursday.
Now I'm waist deep in water and my house has about 2 feet of water inside of it. Everything is water damage, from the couches to doors to everything is just gone.
Neighbors say now they're just anxious to see how long cleanup may take once they're able to get back in.
And joining us today from the Weather Center is Jessica Abrego.
So Jess, what can we expect? I know we had terrible weather last weekend. Now it seems like an upbringing for this weekend.
We are getting a little bit of those warmer temperatures, and we are going to have a couple days of sunshine, but unfortunately we are going to have some cloudy days in there as well. But I can head on over to the Weather Center and give you a more in-depth look at what we can expect. If you're out and about today, you're definitely going to notice that the sun is out, which is so nice compared to what we are used to with those cloudy days and colder temperatures. And today it is actually fairly warm outside. It is not going to be frigid outside today. As we start looking at the temperatures for today, we are sitting at about 27. Usually we are about, well, 40 degrees, but our record high was 72. If it was 72 right now, I would be very happy with that. But our low today is going to be 22, and our record low was actually -11 degrees. So I'm glad we're also not at negative 11 degrees, so I will take our sunshine that we are getting today, because as we get in later to next week, we unfortunately will not be seeing a lot of that sunshine. As we get into today, it is going to be mostly clear and that sun is going to be sticking around most of the day. As we get into this evening, our low is going to be 16 and those clouds are going to come out as it starts to get towards evening. As we get into Thursday, our high for Thursday is actually going to be 27. So we're kind of getting that dip in temperatures. We're not going to be staying very consistent this week with those temperatures. So make sure you still have your jackets handy and your sunglasses handy as well, because you will need those for a couple of days. As we start looking at this weekend though, Friday is going to be 42 degrees. So that is a great way to kickstart your weekend. The sun will be out, it'll be 42 degrees, and Friday evening is going to be all the way down to 26. But Saturday is what I am looking forward to. Saturday, the sun will be out and it will be 51 degrees outside. So I am ready for that, to get outside without having to bundle up and layers of clothes. So I'm looking forward to that. As we start getting into the rest of this coming week, you will notice that those temperatures are going to be varying as we go throughout the week. The beginning and end of this week, as we get to the end, it is going to be fairly sunny for most of those days. But as we start getting into Sunday, into the start of next week, that is when it is going to start getting cloudy again. So you might not need those sunglasses, but we actually have a very cool picture that was submitted to us from an aviation major. Wyatt, he sent this in to us, and that is some beautiful cloud structure that he was able to capture for us. So I'm glad that we hopefully won't be seeing those cloudy days anymore. We'll start getting that sun out and start getting those warm temperatures back into a regular basis, and it's not going to be wavering so much into those next couple of weeks here.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of moving us more towards spring and instead of back towards winter, because sometimes February, March, April, it can still snow, but let's fingers crossed it doesn't, and we stay in those 50-degree temperatures, right?
Yes, we're hopefully going to be staying up in there, but I'm just excited I don't have to sit in my car for 10 to 15 minutes waiting for it to defrost or outside scraping snow off. So if we have some of those cloudy days, but we're also getting 51 degrees, I'll take it. I'm okay with that.
Definitely. Yes, sunny days for days, right? Yep. Is that the motto? Is that what the kids say today?
We can make it a thing. We can make that a saying.
Thank you, Jess. Well, in a weekend full of KU sports, the men's volleyball team took the spotlight.
And Sports Director Shane Holsey will be with us next to show us those highlights.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Well, joining us now is Sports Director Shane Holsey. So it was a busy weekend in sports, huh, Shane?
Yes, absolutely. We had spring sports starting up, most of them on Friday, one that was supposed to start on Friday, but Mother Nature had some different plans. I'll get to that a little bit later, but we're going to start on the court with the men's volleyball team. Since taking over the head coaching job in 2018, QU men's volleyball coach Gavin Mueller has been searching for that elusive first MIVA victory. There have been several close calls, but the Hawks just haven't been able to get over the hump the last couple seasons. With a small program that's trying to gain some momentum in an incredibly tough conference, any victory, especially one against a top 10 nationally ranked team, would be just the win to create a spark in this program and create some buzz around campus and around town. The Hawks had a chance for just that victory when they took on number 9 Purdue Fort Wayne Saturday at Pepsi Arena. Let's jump right into the highlights. The Mastodons of IPFW making the trip to Pepsi Arena, and it would be a good start for Purdue Fort Wayne as they would win the first 2 sets, but QU came storming back in the third set. We fast forward to late in the third set, QU with a 23-21 advantage. The Mastodons with a beautiful in-system play here, but Zach Reeder and Amari Wheeler read it perfectly. No chance to get over the net there, and they combine for the block, and QU takes a 24-21 lead. They would go on to win the set 25-23, and the fourth set would be another tightly contested one. QU is at set point here, 24-23. Carlos Mercado digs out the serve, and the pass from Raymakers to Adam Meyer, and he drills it into the court. Not a chance for the Mastodons to handle that one. A kill for Meyer, and the match is all square at 2-2. Then in the fifth and deciding set, QU leading 13-11. It's Meyer again, straight over the top from Raymakers, and for the kill, the Hawks are fired up. They have reached match point, and it would be the tandem of Reeder and Wheeler once again. Not as difficult a block here, but it gets the job done, and the Hawks defeat the 9th-ranked team in the nation. Party on, Hawk Nation. The Hawks complete the reverse sweep of the Mastodons, and Coach Gavin Mueller picks up his first MIVA win as head coach, and what a special one it is. Wheeler tallied 18 kills and 14 digs. Meyer contributed 8 kills and 10 blocks, and Raymaker assisted on 36 of the Hawks' 49 kills. The Hawks hit the road tonight to take on Lewis. Always a tough out, especially on the road. Good luck to Coach Mueller and the Hawks this evening. The QU baseball team made the trip down to the Sunshine State for a 3-game series against St. Leo over the weekend. In their first game on Friday, the Hawks' Nolan Snyder cut down the game-tying run at the plate with 2 outs in the 9th to seal a 5-4 Hawks victory. Lance Logsdon went 3 for 3, and Jacob Kaluzniak drove in 3 runs on a bases-clearing double in the 4th inning. Unfortunately, the Hawks couldn't repeat that performance in Game 2 as they lost 12-1. A bright spot for the Hawks, however, Joe Rossetti went 2 for 2 and reached base 3 times. The Hawks bounced back in a huge way on Saturday, racking up 17 hits and an 11-3 drubbing of the Lions. Logsdon, Gino D'Alessio, and Lane Barrymore each tallied 3 hits, and Nolan Snyder went 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run in the 9th inning. The Hawks open up their season 2-1 and will head to Clinton, Mississippi for a 3-game series with Mississippi College beginning this Saturday with 2 games followed by another game on Sunday. On the softball diamond in Bentonville, Arkansas, the Hawks softball team wrapped up the Alvey Early Classic with a couple of games on Sunday. In their first game that day, the Hawks won a back-and-forth battle with Missouri Western 5-4. Madeline Ruzicka and Kari Sarhage each homered for the Hawks, and QU held off a Griffin's rally in the bottom of the 7th to hold on for their first win of 2020. The Hawks did not have the same fate, however, against Missouri Southern in Game 2 as they fell 13-1. QU jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd, but the Lions scored 13 runs over the next 3 innings to run away with the victory. All in all, the Hawks went 1-3 in their season opening tournament, and they head to Evansville, Indiana on Friday to begin a 3-day, 6-game Midwest region crossover. They will play 2 games each Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We now shift our attention to the hardwood, where the QU men's and women's basketball teams were looking to pick up a couple of wins on the road against Indianapolis and Bellarmine. The women's team held a 5-point lead at halftime against UIndy on Thursday, but the offense fell flat in the second half as the Greyhounds ran away to a 25-point victory. Alexander Petrovic led the Hawks with 11 points in that contest. The men's team also fell to the Greyhounds by a score of 77-60. Tanner Stuckman dropped in 25 points, but it wasn't enough to power the Hawks to a road victory. The Hawks had another tough game on Saturday, this one at Knights Hall against nationally ranked Bellarmine. Never an easy place to play. Victor Kovacevic had a nice day for the Hawks, making 4 of his 7 3-pointers en route to a 20-point day, but the Hawks dropped their 3rd straight game, falling to the Knights 90-66. On the women's side, an 8-point second quarter set the Hawks back in a 64-57 loss. Lainey Lance led the Hawks with 12 points, and Alexa Lowe registered yet another block, extending her streak of consecutive games with a block shot to 27. Both the men's and women's squads head south to Bolivar, Missouri to take on Southwest Baptist tomorrow, then return home for senior day at Pepsi Arena this Saturday against Drury. The women's lacrosse team was supposed to take the field at QU Stadium last Friday for their first game in program history, but the weather put a damper on those plans, as the winter weather we got here in Quincy last week caused the game to be postponed until Saturday, and it was played at Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri. The Hawks fell to Davenport 19-4. Kara Wilhelm scored the first goal in QU lacrosse history on a free position shot just over 6 minutes into the game. She added another goal later in the game as well. The Hawks will have their official home opener this Friday against Upper Iowa. Early afternoon faceoff for that one at 2 o'clock. So not the start Coach Kim and the women's lacrosse team was looking for, but they'll have a chance to show the home faithful what they got here in a couple days.
Exactly, and I think everyone's looking forward to that lacrosse game, first of all, and it's such a shame that, that Mother Nature had to throw a wrench in things.
I know, you can try to fight Mother Nature, but she's usually going to win. You're usually not going to win that battle. So,
right.
I mean, what can you do?
Exactly. Well, thank you, Shane. As you know, Valentine's Day was last week.
Yeah, and one campus dorm had Valentine's Day Central. Coming up, residents celebrated the National Day of Love.
Make-A-Wish grants a wish every 17 minutes. I know that sounds pretty magical, but in fact, it takes more than magic. It takes muscle. So, when a kid like Fabian wishes to be a superstar, things happen. Whoa! Or when Kahim transforms into Super Kahim. He feels invincible. It's because wishes have proven physical and emotional benefits that can give children with critical illnesses a higher chance of survival.
Help us make sure every wish comes true. Join us at wish.org.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
Some residents in Willer Hall had a nostalgic Valentine's Day experience this year. So all the residents were invited to the Willer lobby last Thursday to enjoy pizza, crushed soda, and pink cupcakes. The Willer staff planned the event and wanted the residents to feel like they were reliving some of their childhood Valentine's Day memories.
So our main purpose is to just have a celebration where residents can take a break and have some pizza, make some Valentines, just so that they can have a little bit of fun. Everybody knows that it's healthy to take a break from all your studies and whatnot. And also we just wanted to do a community event.
The event allowed students to have a stress-free night. The residents gave and received Valentines and even had the opportunity to create their own Valentine's Day cards.
It's always great to see these festive events these residence halls put on around these holidays. It's really cool.
I know. I wish I lived in Willer because I would enjoy some free pizza and cupcakes.
Right. So what's the next major holiday? St. Patrick's Day?
Yep.
Yeah, the Irish?
Yes. I believe that's right when we come back from spring break, isn't it?
So free Shamrock Shakes, question mark?
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Trip to Kelly's, maybe?
There we go.
I mean, you'll find me there.
We could just all go there. That would be awesome.
Just take a road trip down Broadway over to Kelly's.
Right. Thank you for tuning into QUTV News This Week. For Shane and Jess, I'm Abigail Moore.
And I'm Taylor King. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all of your latest campus news updates. We'll see you back here next Wednesday, and have a great rest of your day.